Right, it's a lime plaster repair job. That's on lath on the wall. So hack it off, tap around, that's loose. It's all loose. That's loose. And get a little bit harder as you go up. You can tell the difference. So let's get covered up and get it stripped off and see what the situation is here. My light's all stripped off now from a little patch what was there. It's now turned into a lot bigger patch. So you want to make sure all this old lime is out of the last, because you want the new stuff to bind behind it. So you want to get it cleaned out, screwdriver, anything handy. Just get them cleaned out, brush it down, make sure your edges are clean, everything's all nice and clean. And then what you want to do is give it a spray of water all the way over, just to remove the dust what is on there, just to help the new lime to stick and bind in and hold with the hair, so it actually grips around that like a claw and get a nice solid fixing. So we'll move on and spray that with water and get ready for first coat, and I'll show you that process as well. Right, this is your lime putty mix. For your base coat, it is a sharp sand grit, sharp sand in there, and then you got horsehair on top of that. What is just here, and then you have to literally hand pick it out each time. I would recommend that you put a bit in now, and then when you're mixing it, add a bit more in, just to make sure it all binds together. It takes quite a while to mix in. I would literally allow a good 10 minutes to get a full mix for it to all bind together, and I'll show you the finished result. I would recommend that you wear gloves and goggles for this. I've literally just took mine off to put a new pair on. So to do the hair, because it just gets tangled up if you've got putty on your gloves, it just gets tangled up. So it's just easier, just change the gloves and you don't get it all bind together, just like that. Right, on to the next bit. Right, back inside. The mix we just did was a 3-to-1 ratio, and then we got that has all been wet. I've had lunch, I've come back, and needs to have a re-wet, concentrating on around them edges with the water, and then when we put a mortar on, we concentrate around the edges, make sure it's all pushed in around them edges, really pushed in. And what we don't want to do is put the stuff on going up, because you create a looping effect and it will not bind in. You don't want to go horizontal, because it just will not go in. Your best bet is just diagonal all the way along, and then pushing it in so they get a nice binding around them laths. You want a nice thin coat to start off with and see how it goes from there. Right. Well, I've gone around the outside perimeter, pushing it all in, all the way around the outside. Don't worry about the mess yet, we can clean it up later on. Right, that is a perfect example of why you do not go up, because you pushing it through and you might as well not you're just pushing it through the other side. You can see trail's just digging in each time, creating a ladder effect. And that's the Crossroads version, where you're grabbing the gear and you're pushing it across, spreading it through, and then it will bind through. You can't quite see it, but I do like to double check that it is actually got a grip around it. But you when you know you got it. From first time you put your first one on, you know you've got a key, because if not, it won't be doing that. So right, let's get this whole patch filled in and squared off. Right, what you want to do is, obviously we've got on stage, that's on. Put it on, and then we derbied it up, make sure it's nice and flat. Because this was thin, I was able to do a one coat, because it's so thin I just managed to do one coat. Usually you end up doing 3 coats. It can vary, really depend on how thick between the lath and the old plaster is. So put it on, derbied it, cleaned round the outside to make sure this was purely true, and then I derbied it again to then make sure that it's dead flat, and then come tomorrow it's still workable, so it will not go off. It takes ages to go off, so you can still work with it. What you can do then, scrape a bit back round the edges in the middle. I like to do it flat, so I know I'm scraping off an even surface for me to put my top layer on. So I'll show you more once that's gone off a bit more, and how it should be before you then put your top coat on, and then I'll show you the finished product when it's done. So as you can tell, that's proud, slightly proud there, but flush. So when I clean up, it's unbelievable how it works. But yeah, I'll show you more as the time go on with this.